Batting average on balls in play is exactly what it sounds like. It's the batting average that a team has on the balls that they put in play. And today the Mariners had a quite bad batting average on balls in play. However, they had a really good expected batting average. Their team expected batting average was something like 450. But unfortunately, a few bad things happened. Luis Castillo had a really bad start. He went up there, he had no movement on his fastball, he had no velocity on the fastball. The movement was really bad on most of his pitches. It just didn't work. And unfortunately, that's not something that the Mariners offense was able to overcome today. With the Mariners striking out 11 times, including on a couple of questionable calls. Um, Rowdy Tellez and Donovan Solano had two of them. Polanco, JP did. Julio hasn't struck out since April 30th. He had two hits and a run today. Cal had a hit and a run, didn't strike out. He also walked once. Randy had an amazing walk. He did get lifted for pinch runner Leo Rivas with the bases loaded. And unfortunately, we noble tigered after that with Master Boney, then Tavares, then Demo striking out. Demo had three strikeouts. 9 hits, 3 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 walks. We had 11 base runners to their 13. We left 9 on base. They left 7 on base. We were 3 for 11 with RISP, and they were 4 for 12. Neither team went and played. Neither team, honestly, played well. At one point, Yimi Garcia actually walked in 2 straight batters and was a pitch away from walking in a run. And then he, unfortunately for the Mariners, locked in and got a little bit of a help from the umpire, especially on the Dylan Moore strikeout that caused the Mariners to noble tiger, which was not great. Gossman got the win. Luis Castillo got the loss. Raised his ERA to 3.95. There's a lot of questions about what's going to happen to Luis M. Castillo because he has a no trade clause to the end of the season, and unfortunately, his trade value is actually decreasing immensely right now because of how poorly he's played. He has had two really bad starts, this one and the one against the Reds earlier in the year. Former Mariner Jonathan Clase actually came up and played. He struck out once in 3 at bats, and he's batting 091. And he's a guy who I actually got to see last year playing in AAA Buffalo. And I think he is not going to make it in the majors. I think he has what it takes to be a quadruple A player, but I do not think he has what it takes to make it in the majors, and that's unfortunate. But I'm glad that we were actually able to do something with him. We traded him to the Blue Jays for Yimi Garcia last year, along with a couple of other things. Yimi became a free agent, re-signed with the Blue Jays. Donovan Solano's batting average right now is 145, which is the worst on the team. He's also got the worst OPS on the team at 322, and he came in pinch hit for Tellez, and then played first base, and he just struck out for Tellez, which was not great. And then Donovan Solano, and then Master Boney had to come in. And that also meant Leo Rivas had to come in when Master Boney came in, but we knew that was going to happen because of Randy still not being 100%. Um, Interestingly, this game had a very lower turnout than normal. Often, Blue Jays fans will invade T-Mobile Park. We frequently play them later in the year, though. But what is currently happening is Canadians are not doing tourism to the United States in boycott of Trump's rhetoric about the 51st state, as well as just the tariffs and stuff, and also the economy's not great. So with that, there was a much more subdued atmosphere in T-Mobile Park today, and it's really unfortunate that that happened because I would have loved to have seen Mariners fans there. Not that it would have changed the outcome of the game, but at one point, I think it was Julio, it was either Julio or JP, hit a ball that was caught for an out that had an expected batting average of 960. So there was a 4% chance of that ball being caught, and it was caught. The Mariners had a lot of bad luck, but they also had just straight up bad starting pitching from Luis Castillo. And I don't know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, we have injury replacements starting the next two games against Toronto and Emerson Hancock and Logan Evans. we'll see what happens. The bullpen looked good. The problem is we didn't look great overall, and we got really unlucky. And that's just baseball, honestly. Like, we were doing what we were supposed to do, but the problem was their defense was really great, and we got unlucky on a few things.
And again, thank you for tuning into the videos. Don't forget that you can also see me on Patreon at Sammy5436, where it's $1 a month. I also am seeable on Instagram at Sammy5436. TikTok at Sammy5436. I'm on Blue Sky at Sammy5436, though I don't use that often. I believe I'm on Tumblr at Sammy5436, but I haven't used that in at least a year. And you can find me at my business email, thetrapezoidtalks5436 at gmail.com. Any information you need to send to those business emails will be looked at. I generally look at my business email on Wednesdays and Sundays, so just do be advised that I do not always have the ability to respond immediately, but if you do send an email to my business email, and as long as it's not offensive, I will respond if it's something I'm interested in with something positive, and if it's something I'm not interested in, I will thank you for your email and go ahead and say that there may be a future opportunity for us to collaborate if that's something you're interested in.